There is one lingering question that everybody always asks about the key art for whatever Black Ops game we have, and that is who is the character on the cover art for the game, whether it be Black Ops 1, BO2, BO3, BO4 we didn't have one as such, and Cold War we saw something slightly different, but for Black Ops 6, this time around we have been shown this character. At first his face was covered up, he was redacted, but now he's been revealed to us and he looks like this. So of course we all want to know who he is. He's doing the classic Black Ops pose, kneeling down with his two hands over his knees, holding the Mustang and Sally. He's wearing a hat and a covert looking soldier's uniform. There are currently 2 or 3 names being thrown around as to who this could be. William Bowman, who I would say is the main suspect. He was the son of Joseph Bowman, a character that we witnessed die in Black Ops 1, or the other person is Sims, but just looking at him, I'm 100% sure it's not him. And the third character it could be is just a random soldier, because if we go back through the history of the Black Ops games and take a look at all of the covers that we've had, this was the one for BO1, where similarly we had this soldier kneeling down with the Mustang and Sally's. Because of the lighting and shadowing, we never really got a good look at his face to try and distinguish who this was. It also looks like he's got black face paint on. There were theories that this is either Mason, Hudson, or Woods. I can tell you straight away, this isn't Woods, it's not Weaver. Mason was the more likely character. He himself was a CIA operative and was the character that you mainly play as, and in the Black Ops menu, when you're sitting in the interrogation chair surrounded by all of those TV screens, you have the options to select the campaign, multiplayer and zombies, and behind the glass in the background are Hudson and Weaver interrogating you. We know the person in the chair is Mason, and that is the menu that you load onto as soon as you press start after seeing this character. So if this soldier was to be anyone, I would say Alex Mason. However, there is just a bigger possibility that it's just a random character, a random soldier that we don't know of. We did also get a zombified version of this. Over the years there have also been speculations as to who this is. Is it the Black Ops 1 man but turned into a zombie? You can see he's wearing a different uniform. But when we take a look at all of the others that we've had over the years, going on to Black Ops 2, this time around we saw this person in a slightly different pose. Instead of having both handguns down by his knees, this time he's got one near his face. He's also hiding in the shadows. We can't really see his face, but we can tell he is bald. So as you would imagine, the theories were, is this Hudson? And the answer to that should be no. So it looks like the Black Ops 2 main menu guy is just again a random soldier. For the zombies portion of this game, we had this woman as kind of the main character. Now of course, looking at her, this is obviously Misty, but if you weren't around during that time, you might be surprised to know that not everybody believed it. I can kind of see why her hair is different. In game it's up in a ponytail, here it's down, but everything else really, the hat, the gloves, her top, her trousers, her belt is all the same. I will admit, even me when I first saw this back in 2012, I was like, well, who is this? Because it would make sense for it to be Misty since it's a female character. But weirdly, Treyarch just decided to have her hair down for this poster instead of up as we've always seen it. So I think that put quite a few people off. But for the zombies portion of BO2, the woman was Misty. We then got Black Ops 3 where it returned to a more traditional style with someone sitting down and having the 2 guns hang over their knees. But unlike the others, we couldn't see their face. They were wearing this futuristic soldier's uniform, and so because of that, and because there's no specialist in BO3 that looks like this, there have never really been any theories as to who this could be, if anyone. We just assume it's a random soldier. And then in Black Ops 4, Treyarch kind of changed up the tradition because that classic pose of one soldier kneeling down with 2 pistols was no longer a part of the key art for this game. It wasn't the cover art, it wasn't the main menu. Instead we got this, which the main focal point is Ruin, who if for some reason you don't know is one of the specialists. However, if you go into the preview section, whereas the name implies you can preview all of the specialists in the game, interestingly when you take a closer look at Ruin, he sits in this same pose that we're used to. I don't know why Treyarch didn't decide to make this the main menu loading screen and even the cover of the game, because all of the Black Ops games previous had it and it's now returned in BO6, so why they decided to change it in BO4 I don't know. So we didn't have a mystery character in Black Ops 4, but the main person that we saw on the cover art was Ruin. And then in Black Ops Cold War, Treyarch gave us something a little bit different, which was this. On the left we have a Russian soldier and on the right an American soldier, both wearing 80s uniform to suit the Cold War setting. You don't really hear too much speculation about this, but there was a little bit. People asking, who are these people? Is this Adler? That was the main one. The person on the left wearing the Soviet uniform, especially because of the glasses, people were speculating that this was Adler in disguise, working as a double agent, because even though we know he's American and works for the CIA, there's something very shifty about Adler. Either he's extremely loyal, or maybe, as we'll discover in Black Ops 6, he is not telling the full truth. So people were saying perhaps this is Adler. Personally, I don't think we can say that. Although we can only see half a face and he's wearing glasses, it doesn't really look like him. I would, just like all of the other ones before this, go with this is just a random soldier that has no background. And besides we're on Black Ops 4s for BO1, 2 and 3, that seems like the most likely option, because we've now played all of these games and every person on the cover art we don't actually see in game. So these characters are almost irrelevant. They're just a part of the marketing. But we come to Black Ops 6 now, where we've just been shown this character, and like I said, the one person that people keep coming up with is this is Bowman's son, who we also saw and first heard about, and actually it was the only time we heard from him in Black Ops Cold War's marketing.
My name is William Bowman. Joseph Bowman was my father. We still got a lot of work to do.
But his father, who was more famous, was in the original Black Ops. A little side note, just in case you didn't know, he was played by Ice Cube. But in BO1, up until the point of his death, he's a main character in the game. Every time you end up playing as Mason, Bowman's pretty much always by your side. But in that one mission when it's you and Bowman sitting on a table, forced to play Russian roulette, that isn't the way he dies. Bowman actually ends up angering one of the Russian interrogators, who then beats him to death with a pipe. That was the point where Joseph Bowman died. And then years later in Black Ops Cold War, his son, William Bowman, through his investigation of Perseus, who was the main antagonist in Cold War, a Soviet intelligence officer and spy master, William Bowman's investigation led him to meeting someone called Bruce Harris, his father's former colleague who survived the events of Yaman Tower. Anyway, Bowman's son mistakenly captures Harris thinking he was Perseus, but it eventually gets revealed to him that he is not the person who killed or is linked to his father's death.
Who are you? I don't know anything. I swear I didn't tell them anything. It wasn't me.
I know it was you. You killed my father. You took him away from our family. You deserve to die.
Your father? I killed a lot of people. Fathers, brothers, sisters. Too many to count. There's no one that regrets that more. Trust me.
Do you even know his name? Do you know any of their names? Battles fought all over the world, thousands dead because of greed and power. Was it worth it, Perseus?
Perseus? I don't know who sent you here, but your intel's wrong. I'm not Perseus!
Stop lying! I know it was you! You gave the order! Dragovich was working for you. If not because of you, my dad won't be sent to Vietnam. If not because of you, I would have known my father. No. Shut up! Shut up! Look at me. I want you to see his eyes when you die. I was told I have his eyes. They're gonna be the last thing you see before I kill you.
Save the drama. Do you know how many times I've had my life threatened? You think this is worse than being a POW held by the Soviets? You're gonna kill me? Let's get this over with. I'm way too old to do this again. Whoever you are, just...
Bowman.
What?
My father. His name was Bowman. And your men slaughtered him in Laos.
Oh, it can't be. You're William.
Hey, how do you know my name? How do you know who I am?
Look, someone's turned you around.
No.
I'm not Perseus.
No.
My name is Bruce Harris. Your dad and I served together. We crossed paths many times.
No! You're lying. You're a Russian spy.
Your mom's name is Angela. And I'm not who you think. I can prove it. I know this is hard on you. There's more secrets buried than you'll ever discover. Look in that closet behind you. Go ahead. In the back somewhere, there's a duffel bag. with your dad's name on it. The answers you're looking for are in there. Quan. That's yours now, Will.
All of that was a part of Black Ops Cold War's marketing. However, in the game, William Bowman is nowhere to be seen. He is not a character. He's not someone that's playable. He's not a character on the side. He just exists outside of the game universe, I guess you could call it, and was just the main part of Cold War's marketing. So for me, that's kind of weird how Treyarch went through all of that only to have him not be a part of the game. And now here we are for Black Ops 6, which is a sequel to Cold War, asking the question, is this person William Bowman? Because the only other character of substance that we could link to this person is Sims, but this is definitely not him. So either it's William Bowman, a new character we are yet to learn of in Black Ops 6's campaign that might be revealed to us when we eventually get to play it, or, like all of the others before it, it's just a random soldier. I kind of hope this is William Bowman because I would love to see his story get expanded on in Black Ops 6. I found the marketing in Cold War revolving around him quite interesting, and then to see a Treyarch not elaborate on it anymore was disappointing. I would love to see him take his father's place from BO1 and exact revenge on the people that killed him or anyone that's still alive today in the 90s linked to it. I'd prefer that than it being just another random character. At least then there's some lore behind it. But just going off all of the other ones in the past, I would say the more likely answer is that it's a random soldier, but we don't yet know. It's still too early on. So that's all we can get from it for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Who do you think this is? Could it be someone important? Drop a like rating if you have enjoyed. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.